Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about a prison officer. Is he the new Kirumira? Is he the new Kirumira? Yeah, those of you who have no idea who Kirumira is, the late Muhammad Kirumira. He was one of the very few serving police officers who stood up against corruption. And he was unfortunately assassinated. Up until now, there's no report that has ever been released in regards to who was really behind this particular assassination, which leads to so many to believe that, you know what, it was a government orchestrated assassination. He was going publicly slating the institution that was employing him. Yeah, the police, the Uganda police. And many, of course, feared for his life. He died while struggling to attain audience of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, something that never, ever sufficed. So, if you put two and two together, well, would you blame the public to believe that it was a state-orchestrated assassination? I'll leave you that question. But enough about that. We have a new kid on the block, and he's right now out here speaking only facts. Yeah, he's speaking only facts. I'm going to share two clips of him. The first clip is very short, but before I get into the nitty-gritty details of who he is, I would like to appreciate all of you that watched the video that I put up early this week. I think I published it on Monday. Yeah, about Mukibi. So consider this particular video a continuation of Mukibi, but just on the other side of what we expect our officers to be doing. The lessons that we learn from both sides of the aisle. One side attacking the people that are supposed to be protected by the officers, and that is Mukibi and the likes of Omara. Mukibi following in the footsteps of Omara, and this new prison officer following in the footsteps of Kirumira. So this is why I thought that this would be such a good video for you to watch, since you found the other one so interesting. You connected with that video, and thank you, because that is my most watched video. If you don't know the video I'm talking about, it's right there. You go to my channel. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. We have reached 600 subscribers. Yes, we have reached 600 subscribers, which means that we are well within the target of reaching 1,000 subscribers before the elections. This would be amazing, or we could even go beyond that. So guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Let's get into the first clip of this officer, whom I will share the name, of course, quite shortly.
You cannot act as if you don't know the law, yet you are working within the law. That one is not good. And those are the issues which are oppressing officers, and they are keeping quiet. But me, I would not.
Yeah, I said it is a very short clip. If you want to get the full clip of the video, and if you want me to share extensively to everything that is stated in that particular video, leave me a comment and we will revisit everything that he said. But I have a second clip. Before I share the second clip of what he said, I would like to first break down what he has just said. First of all, his name is Ampe Lawrence. Ampe Lawrence. And it was very clear as soon as he started talking like this and his clips going viral, his TikTok going viral, it was very clear that he would be in a lot of trouble. He has stated that you cannot act as if you do not know the law while working within the law. Yeah, a double standard right there. Many of you who have witnessed the work of Mukibi and Omara, you can testify of this. You can bear witness that these individuals work as if they do not have the knowledge of the law, yet they are custodians, yet they are enforcers of the law. Makes sense? You are a law enforcement officer. You're supposed to be protecting Ugandans and their property. You're supposed to be facilitating an environment through Ugandans can perform their civic duty to the T. And yet you act to block that. You act in ensuring that their voices are suppressed. You act to ensure that they are locked up on trumped up charges and are held hostage, because at this point you're holding them hostage. The law states that they're supposed to be produced in court not beyond 48 hours, but you still hold on to them. In fact, some we don't even get to know their whereabouts. Up to now, the likes of Chibalama, we don't know where he is. You are literally showcasing that you do not have the knowledge of the law, yet you're trying to make us believe that what you're doing is lawful. Simply put. So he also continues by stating, you know what? Many officers find themselves in this sort of fix. And I think I alluded to this particular detail in my previous video, in which I explored any possibility of feeling sorry for these officers because they seem to be in between a rock and a hard place. But for him, he courageously states that he is not going to be one to keep quiet about this. Yeah, which means there is a choice for all these officers, regardless of the fact that that might be the feeling on their part, that they are trapped between a rock and a hard place. They should know better. As per the Constitution, they swore to defend this Constitution, and they are an extension of the person who is a chief custodian of the Constitution. That's the president. If he goes outside of the Constitution, imploring them to perform or to commit crimes against the people that they are supposed to be protecting, what does that mean? It means they are accomplices to the dictatorship and the tyranny that Ugandans are facing. Simply put, I'm going to get into the second video. And of course, at the end of the video, I'm going to share what happened to him. Because of course, if you are an ordinary Uganda, a civilian, your life is under threat simply for speaking out. Now imagine a serving officer. So at the end of the video, I'll share what happened to him. But for now, let's first share the second clip where he talks about the crowds that the NRM is attracting at their campaign.
What you should put in your mind, that most Ugandans struggle to get what to eat in a day. And that could be the reason why we all run to the party to get food. Because in that party, before he leaves, we must get food, we must get clothes to go with. Actually, they don't give clothes on the party, but they give clothes on the way to party. So,
there you have it. He has said it. He said it. Even if in this clip it does not mention NRM, everyone knows who gives out clothes, and I think is really alluding to the fact that the NRM goes around distributing all these t-shirts. You see all these crowds that the NRM is getting at its campaigns, and you're thinking, oh, this man has people. And when you also go to the socials of all these apologists, the NRM apologists, they are quick to make us believe that through their influence as the NRM, they managed to get all these crowds without arm twisting. Despite the fact that on both sides of the spectrum, we can literally see what's going on. Everyone is aware that when you go to attend the NRM campaign, you should expect money, transport money. You should expect a free t-shirt. Some of those kids, I remember going to as far as Fort Portal, the western part of Uganda, some of the most remote areas in that region. During the campaigns, we were doing a Pledge Peace campaign. I think I referenced it in one of my videos. I Pledge Peace campaign in the 2006 elections. We found so many people that supported the opposition while wearing NRM t-shirts. Old t-shirts, very old t-shirts, because that is the only piece of clothing that they get, and they can be sure of getting it every 4 years, 5 years. Can you imagine? Appeasing people with these t-shirts does not mean that you've fully recruited them, and that is what he is stating. Some people don't have food. It is the chance for them to get food. That transport money, I saw a young man who was apologizing to everyone who supports the people power, specifically Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, and he was saying that the only reason why he's wearing the t-shirt is because they promised him 2,000 shillings. Can you imagine 2,000 shillings, and he needed to go and get something to eat? A ghetto youth. Yeah, a ghetto youth. He stated it. He said that I needed, but we come voting day, you know what we're going to do. So many people, I think I should share a video where I talk about all these people that are revealing their true intentions, regardless of the fact that they are wearing all these yellow t-shirts. Some of them even going as far as in Mbale, I think, students wearing yellow t-shirts, screaming, singing, Bobby, 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 Bobby. Yeah. So this is what he's pointing out. Well, but that led him to fall into a lot of trouble. So I'm going to read out a statement from the Uganda government. It is titled, Clarification on Circulating Social Media Videos by number 17974. Wada Ampe Lawrence of Uganda Prison Ngora. Yeah, clarification on this matter. The prison office comes up with this clarification. There are a number of self-made TikTok videos by the aforementioned prison's ward on various subjects demonstrating gross indiscipline. In accordance to the Code of Conduct and Ethics for the Uganda Public Service Section 483 on communication to the press, a public officer shall not communicate with the media on issues related to work, official policy without due permission from the authorizing officer. Also, according to the Prison Service Standing Order, Part 1, Chapter 4 on discipline of staff, Section 1, therefore, the Uganda Prison Service is adhering to the due process of managing the case. A strong warning goes to all those who intend to misuse their phones and computers to be ready to face disciplinary action. So it is signed Frank Baine Mayanja, Senior Commissioner of Prisons, Department of Cooperation and Corporate Affairs Service spokesperson. So there you go. And I agree with this statement. I literally do. I have no problem with the institution, the prisons, reminding this young man of his of the law, of the regulations that are necessary for every serving officer. I have no problem with it. Where I have a problem with this particular clarification is that it only works to suit the government in power. When all these mukibis of this world go out committing crimes, silence, dead silence. When Ugandans are picked up without any case to answer for just because they support the opposition, silence. Those regulations don't seem to work. When we have seen even serving officers openly campaigning for candidates that are flag bearers of the NRM, dead silence. We don't hear anything about it. When we see generals, army officers, decorated officers threatening the opposition and assuring them that they will never ever submit to the opposition and the only government is the Museveni government while wearing these uniforms, threatening Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, openly showing their side, while wearing these uniforms, we don't hear anything from the army. So for as long as you don't have those double standards, I agree with this clarification. Yeah, I agree with it. It should not just serve only one side of the political aisle. Yeah, that's my conclusion to this video. But guys, I would like to still hear from you. I would like to hear from you. What do you think about Ampe Lawrence? Do you think that is within his right to speak on his personal TikTok? And if not, let me know. What can we do? How do we counter the double standards of the ruling government when it comes to enforcing the law in service to only themselves while breaking the law to ensure that they undermine the voices of the people? Let me know what you think. Cheers.